Uh-oh, got an orthoflex. Haven't seen an orthoflex in a while. They used to be our saddle of choice whenever we were showing. It. All right. What's this guy's name again? Trooper. Ah, Super Trooper. All right, so this Super Trooper right here, he has a slight rearing issue, and we want to get him ready to jump. So first things first, he's going to be a jumping horse. We got to get him backing up. Believe it or not, jumping horses should back up and they should stop. Stop turn. Thank you, buddy. We got him backing up pretty good. Go to first grade here. So notice we talk about a rearing problem. I get in a place that makes him uncomfortable and I'm beside him, and look how his head and shoulders rise. He gets a little light, and nothing about what I'm doing suggests that rearing would be a good thing for him to do. But so much of that is just the stickiness and stiffness. So believe it or not, this might be a control the head, control the horse issue. I know you haven't heard that today. Have you seen My Big Fat Greek Wedding? And they got the older guy and he's like, give me a what, any what, I show you how it's Greek. Give me a problem, any horse problem under saddle. And I say, you don't have enough control of the horse's head. Your horse is buddy sour. Buddy's not the problem. The fact that he don't care about you is the problem. Oh, your horse is looky. Looky isn't a problem. The fact that you can't get his attention back to you is a problem. Barn sour, buddy sour, too stutty, too marish, in heat. All these things is that we don't have enough control of their head to direct them accordingly. So
I told Missy, I was like, I knew my problem already.
So our job is to really just look for the way to get them softer and easier. Softer and easier in a circle. My magic stick.
Magic stick. You have a magic stick? Where'd they go? I haven't seen it. On the barrel?
My Harry Potter wand. There it is. It's right there under the gate. Where good equipment goes. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab this Harry Potter wand and grab the reins, and I'm just going to drive him in a circle right past me. Stand right here directly in front of him, ask him to step over, touch his shoulders, flanks, 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 flanks. Look at his head bending. It's amazing. It's a miracle. He had arthritis. He was stiff. He was rigid. And now he's fixed. Touch, touch. Look at that. Look at that bend right there. He's a yoga master. Go ahead, trooper. Show him how it's done. Miracles happen every day. This way, please. There we go. Now that he's worried about me touching his flanks, look at it. He's giving me his face. He's turning. He's taking his shoulder away from me. There we go, sir. He's keeping his feet moving. There we go. Look at his head dropping as he gives softer left and right. Good job, buddy. Aw, we're friends now. Sometimes you're not failing. You just don't got a big enough stick to ask for what you want to ask for. Here, instead of going all crazy with a lead rope, he didn't really care. All he did was put down the lead rope and pick up a stick, and I'll do whatever you want. So much of it is just the adjustment. It's not even about the pressure level. We think so much of pressure and release is about increasing the pressure, and so it's not always the case. It's a matter of putting the pressure in a way where he says, you know what, I don't want to deal with that. All we did was change from a big lead rope coming overhanded like this that he didn't really care about to a crop being able to touch him under the belly. It would be very difficult to consistently lunge him under the belly with the lead rope, but with that crop we could keep it where he's sensitive and say, hey, 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 hey. That's all it took. Good job, buddy. So we're going to desensitize him. We found his favorite speed. He likes this freezing up. Not very spooky. I like it. Down. There we go. Soft left and right. Get his butt moving. All right, next thing up. I like how you're predicting what's next. He's not the worst back upper we have today. So he's not good at backing up because you put that pressure on, he gets a little light in the front end, don't he? All right, but if you have him off center, now you can start feeling confident to put more pressure on him, right? Because what's he going to do? Do that and then end up getting flexed back, right back to the right side. So it's putting the ball in your court. Now he wants to put his head down and back. So much of this is not playing their game. And it's so hard for folks to understand. So much of it's not about how many wet saddle pads. It's about how can we put the ball in our court so that every ride means something to the horse, where they learn something valuable. In this scenario, every time he throws his head, my hand's locked in somewhere that's not helping him get light in the front end. And the lesson is going to be today is, hey, if you want to be alone, I'll let you put your head straight. But if you want to have your head straight, you're going to have to give your face. I'm not going to allow you to be in control of the steering wheel and have your face where you want it at the same time. It's just not going to work that way. Got a tickle in my nose. Hey babe, are you multitasking? That was cute. He threw his head like a little pony. Well, that was nice of you. Girl power. Right?
She does. She's just in a little power-packed monster size. Smacking things is good.
That's good. You guys are Alaskan. You'll understand this. It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
There you go.
Maybe I'll send her to Alaska for a couple years, toughen her up. They're creating pansies in the mainland now. I found the only tough one.
We were talking about her. Shelby had never met her, and that was the first thing Shelby said when she got back in the truck was, she's a redhead and she rides horses. That little kid is gonna be a hellion. One thing you don't mess with, redheads.
Huh. Hey, hey. You got a jumping horse. Not he's kind of looky, kind of head tossy, perfect jumping pony. Like he has jumping horse written all over him.
Michael.
Well, what? It was funny. It was one of those horse jokes that you either have to laugh at it or be offended by it. And if you're offended by it, you probably need to work on your pony a little bit. So everything was good. We got over there by the cow and he got a little looky, got a little stiff. So we're just gonna look that he stays softer and easier even when he's a little worried. And how are we gonna do that? We're gonna soften him up here. Time to move up. That's right. He was pretty soft when we started, but then we started making him uncomfortable and making him look at things. He's like, oh no, I can't look at those things. Same thing, let's ride the eye. Let's get him going forward. Giving his face, going forward. And let's move his butt. And let's drive him forward. Let's knock that over. There you go. Move your butt. There you go. And again, it's just head and butt. No big deal.
Now, why on this guy are you choosing that drill versus like flexing emotion and one-sided?
Nobody asked that question. Because he doesn't have the forward for it. So we got to get some forward facing butt before we can start riding the eye more. He's a little sticky and stiff, so we've got to get that resistance. I was trying to ride the eye around that pole, but he just starts shutting down. Versus moving his shoulder outward. So remember, that's the difference between their butt and their shoulders. To move their shoulders, they could be at a standstill. If he wants to shut down, I'll still move your butt. But if you try to get him going forward and you ask him to move his shoulders over and he shuts his feet down, then you can't move the shoulders because you're not going anywhere. So that's the reason that I came back to decided to move his butt more. Initially, he was pretty good at it, but then we started finding more resistance for him. Again, we're gonna rein out to the inside. There we go. He stepped out there. Good, he stepped out there. There we go. Oh. So you see how it all comes down to just getting his face soft and get him driving forward. When he's off center, he's not giving us a hard time, and we can spur on him, we can crop on him. He doesn't really argue. But whenever he starts taking the reins away from you, that's when he starts getting fussy. He starts getting light in the front end. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And the first thing that we did when we sent him off, when we sent them off one way was he started popping up in the front end, and we were beside him, so it doesn't really make sense for him to pop up. It's just, you can tell that's his go-to, his favorite thing to do with you, to worry you. Picking up his rib. Absolutely, but if they do this work at home, this little soft and heaviest, getting him softer and easier, you're not gonna have that popping up on the trail. When he gets to the plate, like, what do I do when my dog pulls on me on the trail? Do obedience at home so he doesn't pull on you on the trail. That's what you do. You switch out to that choke collar at home, let the neighbor's cat pass by so he goes, ah, once or twice, and now he's not pulling on you. So that way you don't get in trouble on the trail. This is the same thing we're doing here. Us asking him to go fast, us asking him to go somewhere that he's afraid of. We're doing that so he goes ahead and gets his stickiness, his resistance out, so he doesn't pull on us whenever we're in trails that could have, 1,000-foot drop off or, death-defying trails. We want to get all that resistance out right here. So that's why you see me really putting a leg on him, putting a spur on him, cropping him around, pushing him, asking of him. I'm trying to get that stuff out right now so that it doesn't show up later, it doesn't show up on the trail. And it all comes down to one right or the other, face or butt, getting them softer and easier through here.
And do that first before I work on putting his head.
Left and right is always before up and down. We get the softness left and right, and then we start backing him up crooked. So you saw I flexed him and I moved his butt, and then I asked him to back up crooked. That's always gonna come first. If you can't win the conversation or the battle over one rein, you're going to lose the battle over two. Does everybody understand that? If you lose you're losing the battle over just the lead rope or just one rein or the other, you're going to lose the battle over two reins. The horse is going to take you for a ride. Straight line is where they're strong. So it doesn't make a good sense to start having the conversation in a straight line. We want to start having it one way or the other so that he gets so soft and easy and accustomed to giving that he doesn't try us really. Like, that's so much better. Sure. Yeah, look how. So I think you have more than enough pony here to be a good jump-in pony for you. I think you could win the Alaskan Pony Club team.
She's riding something this big, so she
Gotcha.
well, she's already grown out of her pony, so she's ready for him.
Well, I think he has way more than enough to take you through the lower levels. They can hop that, and it's just not an issue, and he doesn't have a hard time with it. All you've got to worry about with this guy is left and right. Yeah. If you just get left, look at him.
I get
already.
For her to ride him because.
Gotcha, because it's popping up. So the main thing for you, young lady, is try not to cap him. We'll get him soft and easy. We don't want to try to hold him back and shut him down. Look at how freely now that he's a little softer left and right. Notice even the second time down there by that steer, how he didn't want any problems with that steer or that jump or those tires. He's like, dude, I'll go wherever you want, just don't grab my face. But everything is is forward and free. So I'm giving him the freedom to go. I'm giving him the freedom to go, and I'm just guiding him where I want. So notice something else too. Notice how some of the other horses, I picked on for them to put their head down. This one, you want him to be an English jumper. Notice how I'm leaving his head up, not really picking on it. All I care about is that he goes where I ask him to go. If I put a leg on you, son, I suggest you to get there. And I'm just pointing him here, pointing him there, getting his face in his butt. Like this joker is already, the way he sits, handy enough. He could be a little softer. But if you keep adding the softness and you stay out of the way and let him flow, he's gonna go to whatever jump. You get him a little softer, he won't even be spooky because he won't want to get grabbed on. So he had like a bipolar switch there. The first time he wasn't really aware of what I would do, the flexing or the bending or the backing that I would do to him. He got over there, oh my gosh, there's a fake cow, oh no. I come over here and say, oh, that's cute. Let's go over here. Flex him, bend him, back him, crop him, push him, bend him, back him, crop him. He went over there, he pretended like the steer wasn't there. The steer was here, I'm not looking, don't flex me, don't bend me, I'm sorry, I'll do it, I'll go. So same ideology when you take him home. Work on, oh, he doesn't back, work on getting him to back up, to give to those reins, to back up crooked. If he's a little sticky in the feet, pick up a crop. Whenever you turn him, then you crop him. By doing that, you don't have to worry about him rearing. Now, if he just plants up his feet in a straight line and you crop him, well, he might rear with you. But if every time you bend his face, he's thinking, oh, I better move my feet or I'm gonna get cropped. Look how freely he's moving here. And the other thing, he's surprisingly handy, like willing to go where you're asking him to go. He just needed his steering wheel unlocked. But now it's here, if we had a jump course now, a low jump course now, we just, here you go. Yeah. Point him that direction, he's ready to go. Just gotta get his head a little soft left and right, everything else will take care of itself. Even in kind of that upright English position, you notice I'm not capping him. I'm not hanging off of his face. I'm saying, buddy, when we go somewhere, even if I'm upright on you, even if I'm standing here, look at the reins. They're still free. Yeah, I have shorter reins, but I'm not capping them. As long as you go where I'm asking you to go, I'm gonna leave you alone and let you feel free. That's the big mistake. A lot of folks, they use that word contact and they think that they need to drive this horse forward and hold on to him at the same time. And now they're like, he's not going. Let him go. You can sit up in the same place and the difference between this and this is just a world of difference to that horse. So my biggest advice was get him soft left and right where he can't rear with you. You've never seen a horse rearing with their back end given. If their back feet are crossed up like this, you've never seen a horse rearing with their back feet crossed. So softer face and butt.
Usually when we're on the trail, that's what when I feel him, I start turning him. But.
Gotcha. And the more spirals that you do, you won't even have to do that. The more you get where you'll get him and you'll back him up to the point that he doesn't throw his head anymore, that he's not trying to pull the reins away from you, kind of like that right there. You know, earlier he was like throwing his head all over the place, trying to take my reins from me. You get him soft to the point where he won't even dare try to take your reins from you. Those horses don't rear. Horses that won't pull on your reins will not rear with you. Horses that won't pull on your reins won't run with you. Horses that don't pull on the reins won't buck with you because they don't want to get pulled on. So it comes right back down to it. So the more little extras, 2-3 exercises like that you do, number one, the less he's going to rear, the better trail horse he's going to be. But I absolutely believe you got the right horse for your youngins to be.
She's like, I want your horse, Mom.
Oh, now look here. You got to nudge me and tell me if we're. Hey, if we want to keep her on the pony, you got to tell me that before the clinic, you know. Slide me a 20 and nudge me and be like, see, tell her it's no good for her. I've had wives do that for their husbands. Hey, I've had wives buy the husband horse and they like the husband horse better than that. Hey, tell them it's no good for him. Give me the cash, put it in my pocket. Man, this horse it's sexist. It doesn't like men, quite frankly, you know. It barely tolerates me, but I'm in touch with my feminine side, okay? So this doesn't need to be your horse, it needs to be your wife's horse. Oh, you think so? Yep, I think so. Let's try her old horse for you. Oh, he's perfect. You try that one. No, but you got a good base here. He could be a good dude. He just needs a little bit more steering wheel